What's good, guys? Today we're going to be taking a look at my settings that I use for my GH5. Not necessarily every single setting within the camera, just the settings that I feel like really impact the overall image that you're going to be creating within the camera. This is going to be a really simple and quick video. After I quit talking, we're going to dive straight over into the actual settings within the camera. I'm going to go through the menu system really fast, and I'm just going to show you guys what I have set that pertains to the things that I feel actually matter within the camera. A lot of this stuff is going to be subjective, stuff that you might personally want to use within the camera, but the settings that I'm going to show you are the things that really matter to help your image or just help the process of creating a good image within the camera. Let's head over to the camera and let's do this. So here we are on our GH5s. Let's just dive straight into this. We're going to head over to the menu system. You can see right here that variable frame rate is it's grayed out, and the reason that this is because our resolution that we set is just not there yet. So we'll come back to this. If we scrub down, nothing really here that really matters, in my personal opinion. The Vlog L view assist helps a ton if you're using Vlog L. The profile, I'm not gonna turn it on because regardless, you're not gonna see what it does, but a brief overview of what it does do is it gives you a Rec 709 overview of what you're filming when you're using Vlog. So essentially you can see the preview of the image that you're filming with a contrasted and saturated look over top of it. So let's just go down to the next thing. And here we have the resolutions. This is all subjective and scenario based as well. But if we wanted to use variable frame rates, what we would have to do is go down to this option right here, go back up to the top and change the variable frame rates right here. So you have options all the way up to 180 frames per second, as you guys may know. And this is all scenario based as well. Let's just continue to keep going. Photo style is going to determine which picture profile you're using within your camera. I'm on Center Like D right now, but you can choose within a ton of these. So when I use Center Like D, I just use the settings that you can see right here on the right side. And Vlog L, you can see my settings that I use for this as well. These are really the only two profiles that I use within this camera. I might use like the Rec 709 profile from time to time. I'll show you the settings that I use for that as well. Like 709 right here. And it's all pretty simple. I never really changed any of the settings within the picture profiles that are already there. So you can use this information, you know, as you will. So if we continue to scrub down, not really seeing too much of anything here. Stabilizer is really important. I tend to keep my stabilizer on at most times. I use gimbals. I obviously keep it on. If I'm doing some handheld work, I might not necessarily want it on. So, you know, if you wanted to shoot smooth stuff, obviously keep your stabilizer on. And yeah, I mean, nothing here is, you know, really important. So if we go down to this setting, these settings right here will really change the game for you guys. So ISO increments, you want this to be on a third, you don't want this to be on one. This is gonna, you know, affect the increments that you're able to change your ISO. You want to be able to change it within increments. You don't want to just jump from 100 to 200. You might want to go in between from time to time. So continue to scrub down. These are all autofocus settings, which aren't really personally important to me. I don't really use autofocus, and the autofocus within the GH5 sucks, as most of you guys know. So none of this stuff right here is important. For me, I don't really use native lenses, so the manual focus assist is crucial for me. I have mine set to these two settings right here. And what this does is whenever I grab my focus wheel, it zooms in on what exactly that I am trying to focus on. So I'm just gonna zoom this out a little bit. And you guys can see that we just have a zoomed preview of what we're focusing on, which helps a ton when you're doing manual focusing. So yeah, I have that on. What else? Nothing else really here. Peaking is huge for me. I use focus peaking all the time. Essentially what it is it highlights on the screen what is in focus. As you guys can see within this preview on the sides of the images that we have focused right here, it has like an orange glow. It basically just glows and tells you what's focused. So peaking is huge for me. Always have peaking on. Guidelines is also huge for me. When I'm doing cinematography, I like to see the lines on the screen to help me frame up my shots the best way possible. I personally use this frame option, but you have a few other ones as well. Framing is huge. Video guidelines is also huge for me as well. And I use this basically because I like to add letterbox images over top of my edit most of the time. So with these previews on the screen, I can see what is gonna actually be within the frame after I add the letterbox in the end. So video guidelines are huge. Center mark, I always keep that on. I always like to know exactly where the center of my image is for framing purposes and also for symmetry purposes as well. So if we continue to go on, zebra patterns is huge for me. Definitely with zebras, it basically identifies on the screen what exactly is overexposed within the shot. As you guys can see within this preview right here, if we look over to the left side of it, you can see it has like a zebra pattern on it to tell me and identify to me what within the shot is overexposed. So zebras, huge. You have to have zebras on. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it within this one. If we continue to go down, we just went through all of these. Let me go back. And I think that might actually be it. We have the custom set menu setup as well. Now, if you guys are, interested in this or even wondering what this does, on the top dial of your GH5, you have C1, C2, and C3. And these basically identify what custom menus you have set, or if you want to switch between your custom memory setup, not menus. So essentially what you could do with this is, say you love every single setting that you have right here. You love the 24 frames per second 10-bit with the 1.4 aperture, the 80 on the shutter, the white balance, whatever. You go through and you set everything up as you would like it to be. You go back to the menu system and you do the custom set memory. Now I can set every single one of these settings to C1. We'll do that. And the main reason and the main purpose that I use this for is when I'm vlogging. So if I want to go from a 24 frames per second shot and switch it to slow motion really fast, what I'll do is I'll create a custom setup for the slow motion in itself and set those settings up. And then I don't have to go in the menu and do that every single time I want to switch from real time to slow motion. So the custom menu setup could be potentially a big deal for a lot of you guys. So take that information as is. And I think that's pretty much it. It's a bunch of other things within the camera, but like I said, a lot of this stuff is subjective and just how you like to, enable your workflow to work best with how you're doing it. So yeah, man, that's pretty much it. If you guys enjoyed this or you have a suggestion on what camera you feel like I should run through the settings next of, just let me know down in the comments. Drop this video a like. If you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'm gonna check y'all out on my next video though. Peace out.